In this lesson, we're moving on from class and ethnicity. We're going to start looking at gender and educational attainment. Essentially, we're looking at why are girls getting better grades than boys in GCSE exams and other exams in the UK. Because from various theories to explain this, keywords are expectations, what you expect from somebody or expect from yourself, priorities, what's important to you, career, viability, soft skills, being polite to strangers, qualifications, socialisation, risk taker, encourage, cautious, conscientious, you feel bad if you don't do things, if conscientious, organised, and exams. So, background stats. It's dead simple. The stats are really clear. Girls get about 10% better in their exams than boys. 10% more girls than boys get 5A stars to C. The gap has narrowed a tad in the last few years. In 2015, for example, the gap was 8.4. It is narrowing slightly, and we'll see why in a moment. But it's essentially, it's not a massive, it's not all girls pass, all boys fail, but a significant difference. So in sociology, we want to know why. What's changed? It didn't used to be this way. It used to be the boys that performed girls 30 years ago. So, first thing we think is there are cultural changes. If you did research on 15-year-old, 16-year-old girls 50 years ago and said, well, what do you plan for the future? They'd said, I plan to get married and have children. If that's your plan, school's not important to you. So perhaps girls weren't working very hard at school because they didn't need the qualifications because they weren't going to have jobs. Now, if you ask girls, what is their plan for the future? They say job. If they want a job, they know they're going to need qualifications and therefore school becomes more important to them, so they're working harder. So it could be that could be part of it. Secondly, and linked to it, is economic changes. Again, 50, 40, 30 years ago, there weren't that many jobs around for women to do. The jobs were manufacturing jobs, heavy industry, miners and that sort of thing. And women didn't want to do those jobs. Now, these jobs are gone. Jobs in call centres, jobs in shops, jobs in offices have replaced them, service industry jobs. And girls, women, can see themselves doing those jobs. And therefore, there's a point to working hard at school because there are jobs out there you want. Finally, socialisation. We said in the past, we socialise boys to be risk takers. We socialise girls to play it safe, to be conscientious. If that's true, that may well affect the way they approach examinations. Boys like exams. Exams are a risk. Girls like controlled assessments and coursework, so the way they've been socialised. That's the argument. And certainly, anecdotally, I'd say, when you did controlled assessment and coursework, and the girls tended to work harder, get things done. Or once they'd got things done, they'd hand it in to you, you'd mark it, give it back to them, and they'd change it. Whereas boys are much more likely to hand it in for the first time the day before it's got to be handed in. So it could be to do with controlled assessment and courseworks. And the good evidence for this is that in 2009, boys overtook girls in maths at GCSE. And that was the year they got rid of controlled assessment and coursework in maths. And so this means, as time goes on, now in the future you're looking at, where controlled assessment and coursework has gone completely, we may well see the gap between boys and girls narrowing even further.